Good morning, darling.
Good morning, love. Oh my gosh.
I
Oh,
know. My daughter's here from San Francisco,
okay.
celebrating my birthday. Welcome backstage, y'all. We're just setting up.
Just sitting up here.
I don't let me hit the stop go live because that's what's on, like I did last week. But you're welcome to share it.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, darling. Oh, that's pretty pink, but we match. Is your pastel? Can you stick your head to say hi to Ricky? But not. She just woke up, but I'm making her help me.
Oh, hi, honey. Good morning. Good morning.
She just flew in from San Francisco yesterday.
Wow. Oh boy.
Whew, I know.
Pre-show.
Yes, we're in the green room. What?
I do have the obsessed.
Pardon?
So I have the obsessed thing pulled up as a way to share. That's the show I'm on.
Yeah. I went to look at the promo and I went, I don't think I can take.
Yeah. Of course.
between the yeah, you got that is a show that you can get out all of your meanings in there. Because that's what they're going for, which is that's what everybody else is, so you might as well compete against them.
They want it wild,
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Oh.
But it was funny. My first thought was, oh, I wonder if they're looking for Asian hosts or something.
Right.
And then I went and I listened. I went, I don't think that jives with the brand.
No, this is like reality. This is reality TV.
Yeah.
Very
total
housewives. They want to get real down and dirty. In fact, one of the producers thought that I might be too shy for the show.
No.
Isn't that funny? Me, too shy. Okay.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I'll take credit for that because you've changed since I first met you. I'm not saying you're changing to someone you're not. You've changed into who you are without all of that has been your like what got you the negative stuff.
Yep.
And what I know and what I love and what you show here is really who you are in your heart.
A really different side, yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of integrating that side of me as well.
Pardon?
Integrating that side of my personality. Can you hear my mic? Check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your lighting looks great.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I'm
glad I do not look as bad as I feel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't look bad at all.
Yeah. Thank you.
Trying to figure out how to I took the banner that I got out of China, and that's the one behind me. But I'm trying to figure out how to. Does that look weird? My face like that to the side, a little bit.
The banner?
Yeah. So there's two banners.
Yeah.
There's item one, and then there's this one.
I like that.
So, let's figure out. We moved it so my daughter can sleep. Or no, actually, we moved it so we could watch. Is that better? I don't know how big I want my face up against the.
Let me see.
So, sit like this.
Yeah, I like that framing better.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. We're ready. And we're early. Did you already? Oh, yeah, we got people commenting already. Hello, Gabe. We are live, but we are back in the green room.
Look at that LinkedIn.
Yeah. And
can we put that like a timer? Is there a way to do like a timer, like coming soon type of thing?
Let's see if they have any.
You know what I mean? Like a standby.
Yeah, the only counter I have is the one this one, which blocks us out, and then it'll go.
You're right, Gabe. This is totally behind the scenes.
I know. This is the green room, the virtual green room, so that we give time for people to gather.
So
you like it?
Hair.
All right. I'm glad you like it. This is the non. Oh no. I mean, I don't think we can ever say that we're not polished. It's part of our jobs to be on.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
We have a minute and a half.
Perfect. Okay.
Gabe, you can be the audience sound check. How's the sound from both of us?
Check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Check 1 3. 1 2 3 4 5 6 8 9 10.
Oh, I love that.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Pardon?
Les anges s'affondent à moi.
What is that?
Revoir, je n'y passé. En revoir, je n'y crois pas.
C'est français?
Si. No, I don't really. That's the only part I know because of Madonna. Madonna has a French song.
Oh, that's cool.
She sings in French, and I memorized it.
That voice is cool. La, 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 la.
Yeah, I'm going to talk like this for the interview today. I wish I always talked like this, to be honest.
When I have that kind of a voice, it's I say I get I'm getting in touch with my internal male.
Yeah.
Awesome, Gabe. Thank
forth,
you. All right, I think we can. Yep, I'm going live. Quiet on the set. Have a great show, darling. And
thank you.
Off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KZAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and ABC Sports Radio Station AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Audible. I did that already. Spreaker, Streaker, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. That's so you can balance out all the bad news out there with some good news. So you're not going to hear anything being talked here as it is everywhere else, because you can get it everywhere else. And most of the time it is not positive. If it bleeds, it leads. Therefore, we have distinguished ourselves, myself, for the last 643 consecutive weeks as a show about hope and happiness. And I don't want you to focus on gossip, scandal, or K words. No Kanye talk formerly. Now, instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests and co-hosts that help me with that. And today, as you can tell, is Friday. And I love having my co-host here, Ricky Rebel, for our very special series called the Hollywood Rebel Report with myself and
Ricky Rebel. Let's go.
yes, and he is a Billboard Top 40 artist. Not only that, he was discovered by Michael Jackson, signed to his label, as well as Madonna's label, as well as going on tour with Britney Spears, as well as releasing, I think we said hundreds of songs. We didn't know exactly last week, and albums. He's got a new album out called Veronica. Please welcome back to my studio, my fabulous Friday co-host, Ricky Rebel. Good morning,
Thank you so
darling.
much for having me. Good morning, Dr. Marissa. I have a little bit of a thing I'm fighting. It was flying. You know, I went to Virginia recently and traveled and went to DC as well. And I got a little stuff done to the face. The face is looking fresh. I do what I do. I sacrifice what I do because I really believe in her work. I'm just going to give a shout out to Loudon Medical Aesthetics. I love you, Michelle Fisher. She's been with me for what? I think we've been friends for about 5 to 7 years now. And I literally travel all the way over there just to work with her. I don't get any procedures that are really extreme. We don't do Botox. We don't do fillers. We do a lot of lifting with cool, she's not going to let me say that word. Cryo lift, she calls it. We'll talk about that later. I can go on and on, but it's great to see you. As you can see, I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too. I just love this show. Oh, we're already starting our gratitude sandwich. So first of all, I'm grateful. Oh, those of you who are not familiar with this, we'd love for you to play along. Breakfast with my guests, breakfast with my co-host, breakfast with myself. We start every show with top of the bun is 8 things that we like about the world around us, outside of ourselves. Wow. 8's a lucky number in Chinese. I know you thought I was Swedish, but it's a homophone for good fortune. And then the bottom of the bun is gratitude inside. And that's actually our topic today, attitudes of gratitude. But we use this segment at the beginning also to catch up. We are all over the place, Ricky and I, as well as my other co-hosts and guests. So we use this segment to catch up with each other. So I don't let him talk to me when he gets back in town, because we want to save it for the show. Right. And if you have gratitude, love to have you also put it in the chat. If you're driving right now, listening to AM 1050, FM 106.5, NBC News Radio, KCAA, station that leaves no listener behind, please do not chat. Wait till you get somewhere and then you can join us. And my first gratitude is, wow, we've got a happy, positive cashew gallery already here. Yeah. We've got Hal Hoagie. I remembered how to say your name. We've got John Gromkowski. We've got a very complimentary Gabe Leal, who is here to help us with sound check. And I love having people in the chat that we can pop up here.
Yeah. Thank you, Gabe.
What's LFG? Oh, that's interesting.
Let
Your
it's
face
a
looks
let's bad word go.
Pardon?
It's let's the bad word go.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
obviously off with my young
LFG.
expressions. Thank you for that. Yes, and because of FCC rules, please refrain from using those F words, F bombs like forking, because I get fined like 20,000. That's an MEC rule, but I appreciate the hashtag.
Yeah. Thank
So
you,
that's
T.
my first gratitude. I think we covered like 3 or 4 people in that. What are you grateful for?
I am grateful for my family. I say it every time. I'm grateful for my mother. That's another one. Father, my husband, my cats. Uh, can I go on?
Yes.
I'm grateful for my recording studio where I make my music. I'm grateful for the people that I get to work with in this industry who share the same values that I have, who share the same love for pop music that I do. And we have a good support system. We have a show coming up in Las Vegas. If you're in Las Vegas, September 19th, we're going to be at the Swan Dive in Las Vegas. So come
Wow.
out. It's called the Ricky Rebel Dance Pop Party. So
Wow. Yeah,
DJing.
I
Oh,
love
really? Yeah, I'm going to be DJing for the first time in my life. So I've
really.
been practicing at home. I'm also going to be doing my own set, about a 30-minute set, and I have Rochelle Royale, who's an amazing pop musician, incredible singer. I have TK, incredible singer, dancer, and I have Anthony, a brand new synth pop artist. And we're just creating a collective together of really talented, fun, loving group of artists.
That's so cool. Well, I do love I'm a craps girl, so
Oh
if
yeah,
there's any excuse to go to
let's do it.
Vegas, I hope I don't think I'm addicted, but I enjoy winning more than
Yeah,
anything. Yeah.
I think we've
But
discussed that. Yeah, you love
yeah,
winning.
yes. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful that my daughters, I picked up the little one yesterday from the airport. We got to go to South Coast Plaza. We had a yummy meal at Din Tai Fun. And then we went to visit my bonus dad at Hogue, and he is on the mend. It is, strokes are weird things. And,
Yeah,
1 minute, like he remembered Sarah's name, and which was great because they haven't seen each other in about a year. And then the next minute, he didn't remember my name. He knows who I am, but it's a tough, so anybody out there who is, just working the opportunity to stay positive when a loved one is ill, I get that. And obviously my discipline, my hashtag discipline, is not to think about him right now when I'm not with him as in the hospital bed, but I constantly remember all those fabulous times I've experienced with him and
right.
what he's taught me. And that's called remembering them whole, right? Which is a happy 88 tool out of 8 Ways to Happiness. So today,
I'm
because y'all
actually.
all so great, I'm going to give away for my Asian Oprah giveaway an audiobook copy of my #1 bestseller, 8 Ways to Happiness, to whoever goes to drmarissa.life. I didn't give enough away this week for my nonprofit, and that's what we're going to do. So you're
Wonderful.
welcome to. Welcome. I see new eyeballs rolling in. You are tuned into a very special series on Friday on my show called The Hollywood Rebel Report with myself
Ricky Rebel.
and
Yeah.
he and he is
LFG.
he's experimenting with this, getting in touch with his inner alpha male
Yeah,
voice.
this voice is coming out today. I'm actually really grateful when I get sick because this person comes out of me. I'm so happy. I wish this was my real voice all the time. And it's funny because when I was younger, uh, I would sing and people would be like, "Wow, your voice is so low," because I was always in this register pretty much because of sinus problems. And then I
Oh,
fixed the sinus problems with the little snip of a couple bones up here where I was able to drain, and now my voice is a lot higher, which is interesting. So
Oh.
when I get sick, so if I ever have a role and they need me to be this character, I'm going to be like kissing everybody, trying to get sick.
Oh.
I want to circle back to the gratitude. My cousin, shout out to my cousin. Sorry, my aunt Coco. She recently had a heart attack and a stroke, and also my uncle Chuck. My uncle Chuck had a heart attack just recently, and because of the stress, shortly after, my aunt Coco had a stroke and a heart attack. They're both at the hospital at the same time. My
Oh,
heart
wow.
goes out to Natalie McBurney, my cousin. I love her so much. I've been trying to reach out to her every day. She hasn't really been answering. I think it's just because it's a really difficult time for her. But Aunt Coco is back, so I'm grateful that she's back in the home on Saturday. And I believe Uncle Chuck as well is coming back. So
Yeah.
it's real. It's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. And whenever stuff like this happens, the temptation is to say, why did it happen? And why do bad things happen to good people? And all of this normal reaction that is not necessarily helpful. But what I like to do, and I'd like to offer it to us all this morning, is if we could just take a deep breath in through the nose and release that breath of comfort, healing, peace, love, like that virtual hug to all those who are going through a little bit of a temporary medical stuff. And then 2 weeks ago, I got to force Ricky to talk about death. And I called it the final frontier, but it's really not the final frontier. I've renamed the article to Death Not the Final Frontier, because we know that we come from love, we live, and then we go back into love. So if that is the destination, there's nothing to fear for them. It's just sad for us. But to hold that and anchor that while people are going through medical stuff is very helpful, and it can bring the best energy towards that situation. So I'm going to go to the bottom of the bun, which is, what do I like about myself? And the reason why we do that is a lot of us are walking around. We grew up saying, people told us, don't toot your own horn. You're not all that. And as a result of that, we walk around with our antenna looking for love or looking for likes, literally, in social media, instead of fortifying and knowing how good we are 88% of the time. So we do this little bottom of the bun to reinforce that. So I'm going to say that I appreciate my ability to see life and death in a very balanced way. So it doesn't like throw me off my rocker when bad stuff happens.
Yeah, I love that.
What do you like about yourself?
I like that even though I'm sick, I know how to present well. Nobody knows, baby.
Yep.
Nobody knows.
Yep.
I present really well, but I'm in a lot of, whatever I'm feeling, but you would never know it. So I am grateful that I'm able to just keep working, stay positive when you're not feeling your best. And that's that.
Yeah. I appreciate my ability to attract super cool people like Ricky. And it feels like we've known each other a lifetime, but it's actually only been 6 or 7 or 8 months.
Right.
Something like that. I can't remember. When was Vegas? That was Vegas. That was last time. But we came together through trauma. And that's why even when bad things happen, good things happen if you look for it. And Ricky and I are a great example of that. So I appreciate my ability to stay on a high vibrating disc most of the time.
Amazing.
Last one. Hi, Patricia.
What I love about myself. I love that I'm taking care of myself more. I'm not viewing taking care of myself as pampering. I used to have a perspective that going to ice cold plunges. My man, he is co-owner of an ice plunge / red sauna business called Oasis. Yeah, in Westlake.
Oh, I didn't know that. We can
really
do
down
that.
the street. So, I mean, I haven't really used it, and I can go at any time. But because of my perspective, I was like, oh, well, that's me pampering myself. I don't really, but really I had a talk with my chiropractor, and he's like, please shift that perspective. You actually need to do this for yourself to heal your body. Your body goes through a lot. You're a dancer, you're a performer, and you really need to heal your body. So I've changed that perspective, and it's gone a lot better for me.
Beautiful. And
Mhm.
we have a wonderful wrap up of taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich from Gabe Leal. I think it says, I love my greatness. I love with fervor and give gratitude to all who I share my strength with, which is a nice,
Gabe is cool.
beautiful gratitude and appreciation all rolled up into one. Thanks for joining us for breakfast this morning, taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. My Happy 88 challenge to you is, can you continue this for the next 27 consecutive days? You can do it with me on the air every weekday morning. And I promise you, if you do that, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thank you for joining us for breakfast. And if you've just tuned in, this is Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all of these streaming places that you can chat with us and react with us. I love people have given us hearts and fingers. Thank you for all of those, not giving us that finger, but this finger. We do appreciate the reactions. And we have, let's see.
Yeah, and it's very important to ask people to please share this live broadcast. We'd really appreciate that too.
Yes, absolutely. And Hal is grateful for his grandchild. Love it. All right. So what is the topic for today? It is, usually I have Ricky choose it. Today I actually taught it. And it is an extension of what we just did, but I think it's an important tool. If you want to be happy 88% of the time in life, an attitude of gratitude will certainly it won't guarantee it, but your chances are higher if you have an attitude of gratitude to actually really enjoy your life. And that's what this show's about. I don't like talking about anything negative unless I'm bringing solution on here. And shout out to the Institute of Violence, Abuse, and Trauma that I did. I covered the closing plenary. I was a keynote there for a couple of years. They invited me to cover the end, and because I wanted to meet Hal, his name is David Hogg, and Hal's
David Hogg. Right? I know him.
David Hogg. Yeah. And yes. And he'll be coming on the show. I met a woman that he credits all of the activism that he's doing, building on her. And her name is Nicole, who is the founder of Sandy Hook Promise. So I know we have a little bit different, and we're not going to get into the debate around gun control here, but I do want to point out something that I didn't know, and I love learning new things, that I thought, because the media had highlighted that most of the shooters, nobody, I don't care what side you're on, nobody wants to see children shot. Nobody. So that's what we agree on. Bipartisan is one of my favorite words. And I did not know that the majority of the shooters, what's highlighted is mental health. But did you know the majority of them were white supremacists? I didn't know that. So
of shootings?
Yes. Hatred is not a mental health diagnosis. So hatred is what, and I know we agree on this, is what we are trying to eliminate. And when we eliminate that, we will make a dent on gun violence. So I just wanted to put that out there. I am grateful that I have this platform to be able to share things that I didn't know before in an effort to, do my little tiny bit of hashtag be the change. So,
Well, everybody has their different statistics. That's the war we're in right now of information, and that's all I'm going to say. That's what I think is happening with society. But going back to everything, I think it's important, like you say, to focus on what we have in common as people. You and I both stand on very different perspectives on that. I'd rather not even get into
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Anybody knows me, they know where I stand. And that
yeah.
was the cool thing about something that question they asked me recently online. They said, why aren't you supporting XYZ anymore? Or why aren't you supporting this, that? Or are you still? And I said, I'm focusing on music. I'm focusing on art. And I'm not a politician. I'm not an activist like David Hogg. I'm not like that. I'm an
Yeah.
artist. And I think I made myself perfectly clear. That's what I wrote her. So I never talk about it again. If anybody wants to know, they could just Google me.
Yeah. Well,
Google me.
and this is
That's why I think I did it, because I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want
yeah,
to really focus
yeah,
on the things that I really love to do. I mean, and what I was kind of, I don't like this word bred, but kind of trained to do. My whole life I've been in the dance studios. My whole life I've been in the recording studios. So for me to abandon that stuff, my knowledge and my passion to be an activist and like shut off like 80% or 50% of my audience or this, that, and people loving me and hating me and for things that are not who I really am or what I really love. So
mhm.
I'm grateful that I'm still happy in my choice.
Yes,
'Cause
yes.
it's a seduction. Like
Mhm.
social media, they want those clicks. And it would be so easy for me, Dr. Marissa, to do something and get a reaction and get those clicks and get that, feedback loop of this is a good thing. But in reality, it's just I think it's causing more chaos now. I will say on my new show that I just got, it's called, I'm allowed to say on the Brandon TV network. One sec. Sorry.
No, don't
Can you announce
apologize.
it? Can you announce it?
Yes, absolutely. Ricky is on a new show on a new network, and I remember when he first went on set, a very cool set. When he flew back, he showed me the pictures, and we're going to show a little clip. And I just want to close that discussion because one of the beautiful things about this series is I never in a million years thought I could have a co-host that I loved who was diametrically opposed to some of my core BS belief systems. But Ricky and I are a great example of how we can hold those differences and agree to disagree and still love each other. And someone on the chat is not there and has said goodbye and bless you. But I want this is life. Can we get to a place where we agree to disagree and love each other? We used to be there.
Right.
And we can do it. If you're here, you're proof that you can do it too. So I just wanted to say that. We're going to watch a little clip of Ricky in action on another set.
Are we allowed to? I mean, is it copyright?
Well, you tell me if there's am I going to have to edit and then you're going to have to buy me another outfit?
At this point, I owe you the whole store.
Well, I'll deal with it later. Let's just, is this
I'm literally
a video?
coughing like crazy, but okay. So it's announced that I'm going to be on the Brandon TV network. And it's a reality TV. And they announced me on this show called Obsessed. So we're just going to Yes, scroll through.
saying like, saying goodbye.
But I don't want to play the music because I don't want you to get a copyright infringement. Is that cool?
Cool.
So there's some crazy things that happen.
Veronica.
Yeah.
So who's Tina Jones?
Okay, so Tina Jones.
There's Brandon, right? That's Brandon?
That's Brandon TV. It's his network. It's called BTV. And we played all these games, and one of them was dress up, and they had like all these things, costumes. And so I became Veronica, which is the name of my album, a character I created. And he was just asking us questions as our character. And Tina Jones was on the show Dance Moms. Do you remember that show?
I don't watch reality TV.
It was a big show about really talented little girls, basically, and their mothers and how they would get in big fights. So Brandon took the lead person who is a part of Dance Moms, the lead woman. I forget her name at the moment because I don't really like her very much, to be honest. Talk about negativity.
No, you can have preferences. Trust me. If you're not thrilled about something, there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't keep talking about it.
Right.
Right.
So that's me talking about one of the castmates I'm going to potentially be with. His name is Matt. So he wanted us to roast the other cast members. And the show that I'm going to be on is called The Getaway LA. And I've only met Matt once. So it was very hard for me to roast him. That's what happened. Good. So if you'd like to watch this episode, he gave us a 1 out of 10.
Is that good? Is it the same scale?
Oh, no, really bad.
Oh, because you didn't roast bad enough. Is that what it was?
Yeah. We didn't roast bad enough.
Okay,
but I did get some zingers in there. Trust me. The producers called me and they said they absolutely love the episode. So that's Dance Moms. You see on the left?
Yes, all kinds of NBC violations.
Yeah,
but that's great.
Yeah, and I talk about what I did at the Grammys. And I pretty much told you what I told, what I said on this show. The same thing. Then I'm focusing on art.
Great.
But all this is available on the Brandon TV network on the app. It's available on iTunes or the App Store on your phone. And just download the app, Brandon TV, and check out the new episode of Obsessed and watch me act crazy. But it was a lot of fun.
Where was this shot?
He has a massive studio in Burbank.
Oh, I thought you traveled like somewhere into the Midwest for, I don't know why I thought that, but
no, they partnered with XR TV, I believe, and just really expanded. And there's a lot of good stuff happening behind the scenes. The producer told me. I can't really divulge that information, but basically, it's a massive studio. It's got everything you could possibly imagine as far as like the amazing cameras, amazing lighting, crew, cast. And I've known Brandon for a long time, but I need to step off the camera and have a cough fit because I am just dying over here. All
right, you go do that, and I'll take you off, and I will continue without you for a minute, and go ahead and do that. I'll take you off the set for a second so that he can go and take care of his coughing. And kudos to Ricky for coming and doing the show, even though he doesn't feel 100%. We're going to take a quick break as he's out and thank the sponsor, who happens to be Ricky's man. He's an author. He's a psychologist. If you missed my interview or our interview with him, it was fantastic. Just go to my YouTube TV channel and free subscribe and look for Dr. Marissa and Dr. Patrick Lockwood. And you'll be able to get that. We're going to be back in 2 and 2. Don't go away with a word from our sponsor. Those of you who remember Chuck Woolery will be back in 2 and 2, but I say peace in, peace out. We'll be right back. Are you living in fear? Have technology and culture hijacked our minds and lives? Yes, fear is a natural biological response with plenty of evolutionary benefits. But has it gone too far? Find the answer to that question in the riveting book by Dr. Patrick Lockwood, The Fear Problem, available at Amazon and Mascot Books. So get your copy today.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, #1 talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And all over the place, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, Show Central, which houses 1,212 of my shows, or 16. We're up to 1,216 podcast shows. But who's counting? I think I was doing podcasts before they were called podcasts, but we're so delighted that you're here. And it is Friday because you see in studio, the one, the only, and my favorite Friday co-host. His name is Ricky Rebel, and you're tuned into the Hollywood Rebel Report. And so glad that you're here. We still have so much more love than not in the chat in my cashew gallery, I call it. We've got a new one in here, Kamal. And he's saying hi, Ricky. And Sharon is here.
Oh, I love Sharon.
And she's a big fan of both of us. Thank you, Sharon. And I know that a lot of you are here to connect with my fabulous co-host, Ricky. And we are talking about the attitude of gratitude. And we have, a mixed range of reactions around the upside. For me, it is just part of my life. And when people ask, how did you get an award-winning show? How did you end up staying 12 and a half years on the air when they told you it would be a year? How did you get a #1 best-selling book and national bestseller? And I will credit, #1, that most of the time I just refuse to entertain negative shiitake because it just doesn't feel good. And when you're feeling good, I believe, is when good things happen. And it's kind of like Thor, I go like this with my positivity and boom, I get whatever manifestation it is that is positive. So that's why we're doing it. I'm up for debate. I think someone I saw said, I practice your belief, love when you disagree, but it only works one way. So yeah, there's some qualifications, certainly. And if you want to expand on that, John, I can speak to that. But this is a show that is about expansion. So even if you disagree, I hope that Ricky and I model the fact that we are completely, on many indices, polar opposites. But we know underlying all of the differences is core similarity of love. And when you stay there and highlight then you're not going to get your underwear all wrapped up behind your ears. That's a visual. And be like constantly pissed off. There's so many people walking around pissed off these days.
I saw this great Instagram reel. Every now a positive one will come through. And it was about how if you take the first 15 minutes of your day, like right when you wake up, if you're able to focus on positivity from 15 minutes on, the rest of your day is going to be in a nice flow. It's just going to have a nice natural flow. And I tried it a couple days ago and it really worked. It worked well. I was just like, I'm like, whenever a thought came through that I just got this, icky feeling or kind of, it's just feelings, right? You got to listen to your feelings and focusing more on what lights you up, what stimulates you, what gives you creativity. And I was just like scrolling through. If I felt like it was too negative or too trying to get me to feel a certain way that I was not intending to feel that morning, I went pop next. And then there it is. There's a nice little cat video. There's a nice loving moment between animals. I love when I see animals protecting each other or loving on each other, different species of animals, showing that we can get along. I think it's kind of like what you're talking about. Like we're different animals coming from a different perspective because of our lives have put us in the woods versus the polar ice caps, right? It's just like of course the animals are going to be a little different, but can we as animals get along with each other and love each other the way the animals do when sometimes, not all the time.
Well, they eat.
As we know. But I always love to see that when they do get along. And what else? Man.
Yeah. I people ask me all the time, why are you so positive? Right? And they expect some theoretical quantum mechanics, all of that, which I am. I'm a scientist. My doctorate is in organizational psychology. But the bottom line is I'm positive because it feels better. That's it. You were talking about feelings. The feelings, life is about feelings, right? Thoughts and feelings. And what makes my feeling feel good is what I'm thinking about. And I think that this generation or this time in our society, we have gotten lazy, in the way that we focus. So we let our minds and our feelings be hijacked by whatever some producer wants to put in front of your eyes. I jokingly said I don't watch reality. I haven't had a TV in 10 years. I'm on TV and I take stories and shows and I agree to be on for things like how to, because of the Seal Beach salon shooting, I was recognized as someone who could help people feel better after a tragedy and grief. But for the most part, I'm here to cajole or want you to drink my Kool-Aid that all things that are important in life, good health, the studies show when you are in a depressed, anxious, stressed, worried state, your cells in your body will correspond to that and become extremely chaotic. Your immune system goes down. So it's not even, you're so touchy-feely, ooey gooey and okay. But there's hard science now that approach to life will give you a better quality of life. But
stress
if you're
is a killer.
It is a killer. It's 85% of all diagnoses in the doctor's office is stress.
Period. Drop the mic. Just drop the mic.
That was my moose.
We're kind of done with the conversation. I mean, it's really that simple. Stress is a killer. And we got to do things to try to avoid it. I mean, it's really that simple. But it's also I think what people who are shy about this technique of thinking, I think what it is, we're scared that we don't want to have the ostrich in the whole scenario where we're just putting our ostrich head in the hole and we're not aware of what's going on in the world or we're not aware of things happening. But you strike me as someone who could do both at the same time, right? You can look at the world, you can see what, that guy, I'm not getting a good vibe. I don't want to get too close, you're not having your head in the sand.
I'm not doing la 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 la.
Right,
I'm not
like,
doing that.
that's what
But
people think when you're talking advocating for this type of positivity and gratefulness is what it really is, right?
yes,
Talking
it
about our
is.
topic. They're
Yeah.
afraid that they're going to have this tunnel vision and something outside is going to destroy them or hurt them or all. So what are your thoughts on that?
You have tunnel vision. Everybody has tunnel vision by focusing on what you're focusing on. When I stick my head in the sand, and I will say that I do, because I don't want exposure to those things that I know are not true. What is true? Truth, a fact, is just a thought you keep thinking. There are a 100,000 thoughts and truths that are out right now. And depending on where you're looking and what TV station you're tuned into and what BS belief system you have behind that, you will only see that which validates what you see. So if you think the world is going to heck in the handbasket, then guess what? You're going to have data that supports what your BS belief system is. But if you say there's less violence in the world than there ever has been, which is true, you never know it because of what you have allowed yourself to start your forking day with, which is this. And you wake up and the first thing you do is you start doing MS. I call it meaningless scrolling. And most of the stories are who cheated on who and who is, doing horrible things. And guess what? Then you're going to go, see, I told you, life sucks. And then you'll get data. This is a scientific phenomenon called the Pygmalion effect. You see what you want and believe you see. So you want to see something different, come with me. I stick my head in the sand. Guess what? It goes to an alternate reality, which is still the world, but presented to me under there is, you know what? There's problems with homelessness. Yes. And guess what? There are people like Doors of Change that are taking homeless youth off of the streets. Are they the solution to the entire problem? No, but there's so many organizations that are doing something and they are somewhat successful. Maybe they're not 100% successful, but that's also the truth that I choose to focus on. Why? I can throw my hands up and go, look at all that. And people are the street. And that's really going to help us, right? Or I can use my platform and say, look at this solution, look at that solution, look at this solution.
Right. It's like glasses. Put on different pair of glasses. You're looking at it through this lens and you're going to see everything in red. If you have red glasses on, you got to just change your glasses.
That's it. That's the bottom line. Thank you, Hal Hoagie. Yes, absolutely. I'll give you another. Or did I say? He wants a reaction to the battleground, and this is a great example of how we can help or hurt. So when and this is another psychological. There's negative energy takes more energy in your body, more volume than positive energy. So I'm not saying that you should never react to anything negative because you're human. So when someone steps on my toe, you better believe I'm going to go, ow, that hurts, right?
Yeah.
But now I have a choice. Do I take care of my toe or do I go and step on their toe? It's a choice.
It's funny. I think that people who watch this show, they might think that I'm just sitting here and agreeing with everything, everything being said. In reality, I have my own perspectives. I have my own things. And this is something that I would like to become more of. And that's the bottom line. So I'm listening. I'm curious. And I think that's what we need to do as human beings. Even if we don't necessarily 1,000,000% see that perspective yet. I don't quite have those glasses on yet. I'm working on it. And there are times in my life, I know in my heart, when I've been having fun, my life blossoms. It's just a reality. That is the bottom line. So I'm, attracting you into my life. I'm attracting these people to teach me a little bit more about going back to young Ricky, little Ricky, going back to having fun again, and how important it is to be in the cycle of having fun and positivity. So I just don't want anybody thinking that, oh, Ricky is just sitting there and not saying anything, and he must have, because I have had people come to me, oh, I don't like when you on that show. They said that to me. Because they think I don't have a mind of my own or something, but I definitely have a mind of my own, and I definitely have very strong ideas and perspectives, but I'm also curious about Dr. Marissa, Asian Oprah, and your philosophies, because I find it to be like something that I used to read about when I was a child. I read The Power of Positive Thinking. I read Conversations with God. I read The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. I read all of these things, The Secret. And there was a time when I was in that kind of world. I got a little burnt. We talked about this on several shows. Several shows. But I really tried to I don't want to stick my head in the sand, but you're saying no matter what, you're sticking your head in the sand. If you're focusing on negativity and politics and war and famine and death, you're putting your head in the sand. It's just a different type of sand you're putting it into. So you might as well put it in the sand that's going to elevate you or make you feel fun, give you that feeling of excitement, creativity, love, to have a better life and to have a better world ultimately.
It's your
choice.
Can we
get a moose drop?
That was a moose drop. Wait. So those of you who don't know, I haven't seen this guy before. I'm originally from Canada. I chose to become an American, gave up my Canadian citizenship after 9/11. And but instead of talking about the elephant in the room, my version is we're talking about the moose on the table. And instead of a mic drop, when either one of us says something profound to ourselves, we do a moose drop. There we go. So thank you. Okay. John it is political. So, we've decided that we don't get political on here because we want to, again, highlight what we have in common. Bipartisan is my favorite word, not because I don't respect that Ricky has alternative views. However, I'm all about solution. I'm all about finding the better feeling thought. So, John, please do message both of us with exactly the scenario you want us to talk about, and we will definitely, look into that. But thank you for yeah. So attitudes of gratitude. The Kool-Aid today from me is if you make it the most important thing to choose to be grateful, and it's not easy. This is a habit. It's not a light switch. You can't just wake up one morning and all of a sudden you have a positive mindset that leads to better health, better relationships, better sex life, better self-care, all of those things that stem from an attitude of gratitude. Dr. Wayne Dyer, one of my teachers who's on the other side, said if you start with 5 gratitudes every morning, you're going to have a profound shift like Ricky did. And I do 8. I'm an overachiever, and 8's a lucky number in Chinese. It's a homophone for good fortune. That's why everything around me is an 8. So that's what I do every morning. I don't pick this up. If you really want to challenge, plug this plug your smartphone in another room. Right. And I wake up and I know I'm awake, and I stay in bed. I don't go brush my teeth or get my coffee, and I just lay there and I think of 8 things that I'm grateful for. And then when I get up, it's already a good day. And then when I go to bed, instead of thinking about what I forgot to do and who said what to me that was negative, I think about what I love about me, as odd as that sounds. And guess what? I get a good night's sleep. So
Yeah.
if y'all aren't sleeping well, or if you're all having crappy days, you might want to try it. Just try it.
Yeah. We
30
need to.
days.
Yeah. We need
Yeah.
to. Society needs to. Thank you so much. I think we have a song
Yeah.
together soon, right? Or coming up. We have
Oh,
about 9 minutes left. Just want to
okay.
give you a heads up.
Oh, oh, that's so cute. Sharon saying you have a good character. You'll fix your toe while others are not so admirable. True also for Ricky. You're bundled in that. Thank you, Sharon.
And
Deborah, I think you two are all about trying to heal the divide between people, trying to find, I'm going to cry, trying to find ways we can unite, not divide. It's a choice. Oh, thank you for that recognition. Wow, Ricky. You two are good. Oh, I love the love. But the most important thing is because if I say you made my day, and you kind of did, then I also am going to be rocked when someone says something negative. And here's another Happy 88 tool. I don't think I've mentioned this one, Ricky. It's called Bake Your Own Cake. So criticism and compliments are the icing on my cake of life, but I bake the cake. If I don't know that what I'm doing is what I want to do and it's a good thing 88% of the time, then I'm going to be rocked by your compliment and your criticism. And I'll do it for you instead of doing it for me. And you may like me today, Sharon, and I love you, and Deborah, but tomorrow, I may say something you don't like, and then boom, I doubt it, but let's just pretend, and you're going to say something extremely negative, then my day is shot because I've hung my cake on y'all's compliments. But because I bake my own cake, and let's say I do have a bad day and I slip up and I say something stupid, it's okay. Because I know I'm not perfect. And 88% of the time, I say great things. And 12% of the time, I don't. And what Ricky said, that, that some of your people don't like it, that you're on my show, I could take that and go, but I don't. It's like, I'm sorry, but he's mine here. And I love that he's here. And I was telling him in the green room, it's not that he's a different person. He's the same person, but on my show, he brings what I call his heart self. His openness to learn, his openness to find something that resonates better with his soul, with his heart, and with his creativity, which he's got max of. So there you go. Final word, Ricky?
Final word. I think the final word is it would behoove all of humanity for us to take the time during the day. I recommend the 15-minute thing where we're not negative for a full 15 minutes of the beginning of our day. Try that. What that means is if a thought comes through, I gotta do my thing. I didn't do that, or I should have done that. Just kind of focus on, I love my cat. Oh, I love Patrick. Oh, I love this, and this is really cool, or whatever makes you feel yum yum. I call it the yum yum.
Oh, I like that.
You like that? Yeah.
I do. Live in your yum yum. Lead with your yum yum. That's beautiful. Yum. Beautiful. And I'd like to add to when you're pulling your cat and your lover, I want you to pull in your success. I want you to pull in all of those songs that you've done and all of those recordings and all of those creative projects.
I never give myself enough credit, to be honest. My mother was just talking about that. She's like, wow. She's like, I cannot believe you've achieved all the things you've achieved in this industry. She just was telling me that yesterday. So I will do that, Dr. Marissa.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Feel the yum yum.
Yum, more yum yum. And then for those of you who want a little advanced work, it's called drive-by compliments. I'd like you to try 8 over the weekend, where you see someone, probably not someone you don't like, because that's too difficult. It's going to come out superficial and not true. But people that you do love, say, I love the way you're so caring, and then walk away. The drive-by means you're not looking for the reaction. You're not looking for the value. You're not trying to get something from complimenting someone.
I love that.
See what happens.
And you know, it does work on your enemies as well, to focus on what you love about them. Try it on them too.
That's graduate school.
Your relationship will change.
Absolutely. All right. That's it. It went so fast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back. Well, I'll be back on Monday with Mental Health Matters Mondays. But for all of y'all, Ricky, I love Ricky. Next Friday, we'll see you here. Remember, it's all about balance, peace in, peace out, world peace through, inner peace. Now go and have, Ricky, join me, have the best day.
Weekend. Wasn't it
weekend?
weekend?
Sorry, weekend.
The best
weekend
ever.
Woo!
Thank you.
Where's my applause? There it is.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.